Here's another interesting aspect to the weird megalithic Osireion, and it's the strange insets around some of the massive blocks which form the pillars, as well as one of the cutout areas in the centre of the Osireion. It was Ben of Uncharted X that actually brought this to my attention. So while I was doing my research on the Osireion, I was checking out all the various other independent researchers. And so let's just have a look at a clip from Ben of Uncharted X.
I don't know if you can see, but it's inset slightly. Like it's like this inset that runs around the edge of this. I'll even zoom out a bit more. Runs around the edge of this whole pillar base, and you'll find the same thing on these other pillars. So if we look at the base of this pillar, you see it's inset, right? It's inset in, so I think this was likely a pillar base.
I never even noticed this feature when I was at the Osireion, and it wasn't until I went back and had a look at all my photos that I realised that, yeah, it was definitely a thing. So let's have a closer look at some of these photos where the insets are, well, as obvious as possible, because it is quite difficult to see them. So as you can see, the insets are around the pillars there, you see that? And they're around the sunken square part in the centre, but not the oblong square part. So there are two sunken areas, but only one of them has the inset, whereas all of the pillars have the inset around the base. So with the 10 pillars and the single square central sunken area, that makes 11 areas which have got this strange inset. Plus there's also these weird little drainage passages as well. So yeah, there's a few little oddities at the base of the pillars. And there's also what looks like a drainage hole in the square sunken area in the centre, which is also very intriguing. But where the insets don't exist is the oblong sunken area. And this, to me, is a very big clue, because we've got the insets around all the pillars and we've got the inset around the square sunken area, but not the oblong sunken area. So where does that leave us in terms of these clues? Well, from my perspective, it means that in the square sunken area, there was something there which would be the equivalent of a pillar. I don't think it was a pillar, but it would be a large stone item which required drainage from that hole. But there was something completely different in the oblong sunken area. And what I think that was, I will explain in detail in my final episode on the mysterious megalithic Osireion.